Hello. Welcome back to the Zeitgeist Podcast. I'm Nick.
I'm Greg.
Today, it's story time.
It's story time.
It is story time. I'm wearing the red jacket, so if you watched our only other SCP episode, we're reading an SCP today.
And we are linking that down below.
Oh, actually, we'll put it up in the iCard.
Let's do that.
He doesn't know. It's okay.
It's
We got him. We give him a break.
Are annotations still a thing? Can you put stuff in annotations on YouTube videos? Where's the subscribe button?
Is it still yellow? Can I still give it 5 stars?
Right, yeah. Can I give it 5 stars?
Did you accept my friend request?
Oh, man. I miss old YouTube, though.
Oh, the 5-star system, I think, was really cool.
The star system was good. And remember how we went so long without a dislike button? And even now, I don't think the dislike button really does anything.
So, like, if I can see the dislikes on my video, they're just not. They're not public.
I see. You get a lot of dislikes on your videos.
Not really. I've gotten a few, but like it's to be expected. Unlike the ones that do a little bit better, there's always some people that either do it to troll or do it because they genuinely. It's there because if they didn't like it, you didn't like it. That's okay.
Yeah. Well, I remember we had to campaign for that though. Like we're like, YouTube, give us a dislike button, and they wouldn't do it for like a decade.
And then they gave it to us, and then they took it away again.
Yep.
Because people are like, people did abuse the dislike button.
Sure.
I don't. Anyway, enough about YouTube.
YouTube. Yeah.
We're reading an SCP, and the thing that I'm excited for is I got the Yellow Journal. So any major SCP heads out there know that these are fantastic. So this was like a limited edition run hardback book set of this is basically just like the website entries put to print with artwork, like custom artwork from a variety of different artists. Like look at this. It's fantastic. It's even got like a description on the back. It has like a whole breakdown of how the whole SCP organization works, all the chemicals they use to like wipe your memory of this stuff. This book is a work of art. And if y'all can get your copy on one of them, I think there's 3 different versions. There's the red, the yellow. I think it's a green. I don't remember the third one, but they cover the best ones and some maybe you never heard of. So if you want to support like SCP artists and stuff, maybe go pick up one of these because they are made by members of the community, even people that wrote some of the SCP entries, like some of the authors, which most of the time stay anonymous, but there are some out there that have like, hey, I wrote this SCP entry, and like they capitalize on that, which is fine. It's like you wrote a good story. So I'm saying this right now because I am genuinely blown away by how good this book is. So this will now be our Bible for the SCP story.
I'm here for it. With great illustrations, I gotta say.
And like right here's like the sleeve cover, just to show it off.
And just for everybody who doesn't know, what SCP is that giant monstrosity on the front?
I have no clue.
Ah, okay.
I have a feeling I might know. It might be related to like an anomalous telephone booth that when you call certain numbers, it teleports you to certain dimensions.
Oh.
I think. I could be way off base.
But we'll get through it. We will get through this book and we will find out who that is. And we'll share it with you, beautiful people.
What SCP are we covering today? We're picking on one that honestly I've never heard of myself because we've got all the classic ones like the Infinite IKEA one, which is a classic. We've got Peanut, basically the Weeping Angel one that's very famous, the Infinite Stairwell, all the classics. This one I've never heard of. It's SCP-1678, Unlondon. And that name itself really got me.
I love it. Chills.
If you don't know anything about SCP, I highly recommend you go back to either our episode on the Red Pool where I go through like what every classification is and what SCP does. I'm not going to do it again because it takes too long. So if you need a refresher, give it a Google or watch our video, which we prefer, or just there's so many explanations out there to what they do. Secure, contain, protect, supernatural anomalies, whole yada yada. All right, let's get into it.
Let's do it.
SCP-1678, Object Class Euclid. It's not an immediate threat, but it is dangerous.
And a little strange.
A little strange. It's more strange than dangerous.
Strangerous is what we call this one. Just strangerous.
It's very strangerous. We'll start with the special containment procedures. SCP-1687 remains only partially contained. Mobile Task Force Tau 4 and Epsilon 6 have succeeded in establishing a defensive perimeter around Hyde Park, district of SCP-1687. 1678. Oh my god, my dyslexia is terrible. With cases of SCP-1678-A, largely increasing their attacks on the perimeter the Foundation held area. A long-term research base is currently under construction, and the Mobile Task Force commanders are preparing an assault on SCP-1678, with the intent of capturing a forward command post to direct defense efforts. Current short-term aims to involve a capture of an extension of the defensible perimeter to SCP-1678, Natural History Museum, to research and to ascertain the origins, construction, and weakness of SCP-1678-A entities. Long-term aims to involve the efforts to halt, hinder, or control the production of these entities, and to assault the Houses of Parliament within 1678, where the being, entity, or intelligence responsible for the creation of this SCP is believed to reside, and to capture and contain the aforementioned being. So 1678 is like a city.
Mm-hmm.
They have a perimeter set up inside of the city, and there's entities constantly attacking it, coming out of the House of Parliament and the Natural History Museum that is just making entities. I don't know the extent of what these entities are.
It sounds like they want to take out the Unlondon Parliament as the entity that is creating Unlondon itself, the SCP.
Yes. That's how to contain it. So that's basically what is going on in order to keep it from spilling out into the world. They have a perimeter around it to keep it from expanding.
Mm-hmm.
And they're trying to move in their perimeter while it's trying to go outward.
Right.
So let's read more in the description. SCP-1678 is a full-scale, mirror-image reconstruction of the British city of London, located 1 kilometer underneath the original city of London.
Oh.
Currently, only the Hyde Park district of SCP-1678 has been explored, but all buildings, at least within the explored district, correlate exactly to their surface counterparts in the terms of location, as well as the exterior size and shape. Although rarely in terms of the architecture, building material, and interior layout, the city has been constructed to resemble the city as it was in the Victorian era, with constructions designed to resemble traditional gas lighting prevalent on the streets, and with all modern buildings in the original city of London being represented in a Victorian style of architecture. Most notably, the skyscrapers of the business district. Illumination is infrequent or unreliable, and it is unknown how SCP-1678 has acquired a steady oxygen and gas supply. SCP-1678 is believed to have been constructed instantaneously by unknown means, with the 1678 Houses of Parliament serving as the epicenter for the construction process. This is evident by the fact that as distance from the House of Parliament increases, there is an exponentially increasing frequency of flaws in the construction of SCP-1678, such as houses built entirely out of copper pipes or unconventional materials, gaslights being little more than a metal rod topped with a floating orb of light. Buildings contain no floors, and at the furthest explored distance from the epicenter, no windows or doors. Aside from the Foundation occupants and cases of SCP-1678-A, B, C, SCP-1678 is believed to be uninhabited. It is also believed to have been constructed with the intent to harbor the survivors of an XK-class end-of-the-world event. I don't know what an XK... Oh, Extreme Keter class. I'm guessing.
Probably.
So, something like Apollyon, which is like apocalyptic, like if the Scarlet King were to invade.
Wow.
This is evidenced by an audio recording that will activate and play upon any person entering the city. And this is where our first transcript of that recording when someone enters the city. So, sir, if you would.
I would. I don't know how they spoke in the Victorian era, but I'm gonna...
Well, they definitely were British.
I believe they were.
My fellow citizen, if you are hearing this tape, then the world as we know it has finished. The sky has broken, the ground heaves with the tramp of terrible feet. and all the horror and madness of the dark corners of the world has broke free to exact its vengeance on the world of man. Those who sought to contain them are killed or scattered, and we soon learnt that attempt to fight these creatures is almost invariably to face one's death. Countless billions have been slaughtered in their attempt to sate their endless appetite for death, and there was nothing we could do to stop them. Evil has raised its bloody flag upon all nations of the world, and crowed its unholy victory on the broken sky. Yes, this is the end. But there is a new hope. Welcome to Unlondon, a city of the survivors, a city that is free. Together, fellow citizen, we will wait to prepare you for the new beginning, a grand new world that is soon to come. Let the world above burn, we will endure. Let the monsters have their world, we will prepare. And let the ground tremble with a new Armageddon as evil consumes itself. For I tell you, citizen, upon the day of the ruination of man, their insatiable appetites will turn them against one another. In their endless lust for death, we will wait. And I tell you, citizen, that there will be a new morning. You will emerge from Unlondon and stand blinking in the sun as our children play and laugh in the bones of horrors long dead. And you will walk hand in hand into the sea, our faces skywards as the rising sun ushers in a new age of man. And you will gather, citizen, at my feet as I summon Unlondon from its rest. And it shall burst phoenix-like from the ashes of the old. And on that day, citizen, there shall be a new order as we raise the Union flag over the entire world. I welcome you to Unlondon, the last city and the first.
Let's discuss real quick.
Let's talk about that.
Let's talk about that because that implicates a lot. One, you know the game BioShock, right?
Yeah.
It reminds me of BioShock.
It's a little bit BioShock, yeah.
Like kind of like a cult leader given like this sanctuary city under the sea.
It's basically that, yeah. But it's the difference is this is an SCP and it's made for, I don't know if it's made for people or if it's made for other SCPs to escape.
I didn't even think about that. You might be right.
It says the age of man, and it says the ruination of man, and their insatiable appetites will turn against one another. Basically, I think it's like SCPs that are like, we're just trying to live, but these like men keep on trying to kill us, and we're just
oh like, my god, you might be right.
We're gonna just let them kill each other, and we'll be ready.
That makes a lot of sense, actually. That this is like someone trying to like gather the SCPs that this organization is containing. Like, be free here.
I think that's what
like
it is.
I'm rising from the ashes to give you a place of hope.
Exactly. And I made a choice as I was reading. I'm reading this for the very first time, so I definitely made a choice to go full like brochure on the second paragraph.
That's the vibe it gives
Welcome
off.
to Unlondon. Like but it does seem that way. It seems like they're laying out the problem, which is that human beings are going to continue to
they're going to kill
everything.
It sounds like we annihilate ourselves.
Right, and this is the hope that we have this place, and when the humans are all dead and gone, we'll take over and we'll raise this city up from under the ground.
Because like the part that got me was like, and then we'll like join hands and walk into the sea.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what does that mean?
Yeah, they'll walk to the sea, our faces skyward, as the rising sun ushers in the new age of man. The new age of man. I don't know. I'm not sure who the citizen is in this instance.
I don't know, because like, if it's built to withstand like this apocalypse, what apocalypse are they talking about? And if the city itself is the SCP, are they not the ones bringing the apocalypse? Possibly.
It's a good question. It sounds like they're just going to kind of bide their time.
Yeah, I don't know. All right, well,
let's do some additional transcripts. The following message is relayed on the end of every hour.
The time is time o'clock.
That's what it says on the thing.
What time is it? Party time.
O'clock. All is well. On approaching any bank or police station.
Citizen, you are entering a restricted area. Have your authorization papers ready? A Bobby will arrive to escort you shortly.
Warning, a single case of SCP-1678-A will be summoned. On being cited by a case of SCP-1678-A.
Halt! Police! Drop your weapons! Come now, let's be having you. Police, don't run!
Randomly, once per hour, The messages below are selected samples of the 1678 observed audio recordings.
No one is safe from the influence of mimetic beings. Have yourself assessed today. You could be possessed by mimetic horror and not even know it. Psyche assessments are free and easy. Visit a clinic today. Do you find light uncomfortable? Identifying a cortex worm's infection early makes them possible to remove. Speak to your doctor today. Have you noticed anyone acting oddly? Tell a Bobby immediately. Crime will not be tolerated in Unlondon. I warn you, the tormentors of society will become its defenders. Evil can walk in human form and human flesh. Stay vigilant. Are you frequently anxious and depressed? Could be a symptom of the pattern screamer's influence. Notify a Bobby immediately. Ensure you are well rehearsed in all breach protocol. There is no excuse for panic or confusion during drills. Can't make ends meet? Do not be ashamed. Bryson's Home for the Poor is here to help. I rule in the interests of the many, not the few. There are no special privileges. Stwelling and abnormal growths are an early sign of...
Sorry. Let me start that one over. Swelling and abnormal growths.
Swelling and abnormal growths are an early sign of the slaver man's possession. Report any abnormal sickness to your doctor immediately. Each and every one of you is responsible for the safety of Unlondon and its citizens. Be watchful.
So that's all the audio recordings. That added a lot of context. How many entities did it mention? The cortex worms.
Right. Slave or something?
The pattern screamers.
Pattern screamers, yeah.
And slaver man's possession.
And mimetic influence.
So mimetic goes back to actually the amnestics.
Okay.
So how do I explain this? So like, you know, like cognito hazards. Do you know what that means?
No.
So basically, a cognito hazard is simply knowing what the thing is. It's already got you. Like all you have to do is have knowledge of it, or just simply like view it. Like the information itself is what the infection is. That's what mimetic is. It infects you like subconsciously.
I see. Okay, so this is claiming,
but the thing
have a cure for mimetic influence.
And the thing is, so they say is a mimetic horror like saying it, and then they say cortex worms. The fact that he even said that means that the worms are there.
Oh,
Or possibly it could be like the mere mention of them causes them to appear.
So you hear the announcement and you're infected.
Yes.
Oh, that's
what caught me immediately.
It's a dirty trick, right?
The influence of mimetic beings. This is a mimetic being telling you about all these things, and now all these things, since you heard them, now exist in your reality.
Wow. I didn't pick up on any of that when I was reading that because I didn't know. But now that's very telling.
So I believe that is what mimetic is. Like it is meant to be infectious knowledge, because mimetic is actually where the term meme comes from.
Oh, really?
Because it's transformative and infection just because you've seen it. Because you know of this meme, and like, but you can know the meme this way or that way, or this ironic version or that. Or it's infectious. It is organically, the information is naturally infectious. The mere fact that you heard this meme song, even if you weren't intentionally like seeking it out, you heard it, and now you know it, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Wow, memes are scary.
Yeah. So there's those. So let's read the rest of this entry, and then it kind of describes an overview of two of the entities that are recorded.
I'd also just like to take this moment to apologize because I have not trotted out any kind of British accent for many, many, many years now, probably 10. So I don't think it was very good, but that's okay.
Wasn't bad. Because the police officer gave like a Cockney one. Was like, "Oh, you better stop right now."
Well, that's how they wrote it too. But I'm just saying there was a time where I worked really hard on a British accent, but that was over a decade ago. So I don't think I stuck with any one region of London or even the UK. So I apologize if you are a UK listener or viewer. That wasn't supposed to be farcical. I'm just not good at it.
As we continue with the description. More explored buildings within SCP-1678 appear to have been outfitted for the purpose of extreme dense inhabitation, with closely grouped steel bunk beds, a common feature in any building suitable for the purpose. Foundation researchers have advised that most explored buildings within SCP-1687 are unfit for human habitation due to the high prominence of mold. Real quick, mold is spelled Mould.
That's how they would spell it in UK English.
Seriously?
Yeah.
They had so many used
They
words.
just had used to things.
Mold.
Yeah.
Mold.
Yeah.
Also mold.
Mold.
I was like, I didn't know
Yeah.
I assumed it was mold. So the high predominance of mold, damp, and poor conditions within the buildings. Some buildings are outfitted for other purposes, most notably the SCP-78 version of the Natural History Museum, which is featuring an exhibit titled The Fall of Man and contains representation of several known SCP entities.
Let's go. We figured it out.
Images and artwork depicting apocalyptic settings. The key threat posed by SCP-1687 is by entities referred to in some audio recordings as bobbies. Bobby is known as a Victorian-era British slang term for policeman, henceforth referred to as SCP-1678-A. These entities are constructed out of human corpses, crudely dismembered at the head, wrists, knees, and elbows, and reassembled using industrial hinges and screws. Oh my god. The head is always wrapped in bandages and are dressed in a uniform similar to a Victorian-era police and are extremely hostile towards... They attack Foundation personnel, attacking them on site with improvised weapons. These attacks always preceded by SCP-1678 emitting a noise similar to that of a policeman's whistle, and all loudspeakers within 100 meters emitting an audio recording, "Police, halt, criminal." Instances of SCP-1678-A are extremely resistant to damage, with only high-caliber rounds and explosive weapons proving sufficient to destroy them. They are believed to originate from a building named Bryson's Home for the Poor, as evidenced by an inmate-style jumpsuit worn underneath the uniform. To what extent they interact with other SCP-1678 entities is unknown. Interesting. Okay, so and here's the artwork of that Bobby.
We can just put that on the screen, right? 'Cause you have
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm showing you.
I see.
That's interesting.
It is interesting.
So the jumpsuit underneath makes me think of something. And so do you remember who D-Class are in the organization? So D-Class are basically death row inmates that are expendable for experiments.
Oh.
So that makes me think that
they've been taking D-Class personnel
and then kill and reassembling them to make these entities.
Wow. At Bryson's Home for the Poor.
Yes. So I don't know how, and if the Natural History Museum is showing off other SCPs, maybe these SCPs are bringing these D-Class to this place.
Could be.
Maybe there's an SCP that teleports you to another dimension. They take you here. Or like every third thing I infect as this weird soda machine that spurts out blood instead of this, when every 460th time you push the Dr. Pepper button, you get teleported to Unlondon.
Oh, could be.
Possibly.
People would end up there, it sounds like. And they encourage people to go to Bryson's Home for the Poor with that little recording.
Oh, very true. Okay, so the last section is descriptions of Entity B, Entity C, and Entity D.
Got it.
So this is SCP-1678-B, which is known as the Eyes in the Sky, and it is a surveillance entity. Cases of SCP-1678-B are biomechanical constructs which resemble that of a small avian life form. They are composed of a central mass of a red organic matter stitched together by a copper exoskeleton that resembles a spine and wing bones. The head has been demonstrated as to be a small video camera, and remnants of feathers and plastic on their exterior suggest that they were once intended to resemble a pigeon. Cases of Entity B are known to possess no offensive or destructive capabilities, yet their ability to track task force movements should not be underestimated. It is currently unknown if they are capable of communicating with or summoning cases of Entity A, the Bobbies. Cases of Entity B are relatively simple to contain or destroy, yet their large numbers make their observation of Foundation activities extremely difficult to stop. Occasional posters throughout the Foundation explored area allude to their existence. These posters display an image of a small pigeon observing criminal activity beneath the title Unlondon's Eyes in the Sky, alongside a small message to the effect that anyone destroying or vandalizing the eye in the sky faces up to 6 weeks in the redacted unit. Interesting, so they're always watching.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Entity C. They do not know what role they play, but they are known as the Wretch.
The Wretch.
Mm-hmm.
Spooky.
So I will just call them wretches for simplicity. In case of wretches, resemble a humanoid figure dressed in rags. They appear to be of old age and are usually, although not always, female. They have always been encountered outside the Foundation-held area. There have been very few direct encounters with the wretch entities, and it is currently unknown how many cases exist or to what level of threat they possess to Foundation security or safety. Encounters typically feature cases of the wretches sitting on a street corner with a begging dish, whereupon they will attempt to attract the pity or mercy of a Foundation personnel within their proximity to pleading or begging for food or money. Supplying a wretch with food will cause them to begin weeping before dematerializing with a burst of dense black smoke. Foundation personnel are currently under instruction not to interact with them. They are briefly alluded in a
Do not pity the wretch. Allow them to pay the price for their betrayal for all eternity. Remember, citizen, on the day Unlondon rises, I shall reward the loyal, but traitors shall be forever damned.
Damn.
I know, right? It's intense.
This is Entity D. Their role, food supply, aka known as Dr. Goody's Wonder Food.
What?
Okay, I'm just gonna call it Entity D. Entity D is believed to be the primary food source on offer in the event that SCP-1678 receives full-scale occupation. Entity D is freely and easily available from steel vending machines installed in virtually every building or structure outfitted for the purpose of habitation. The vending machines are upright steel pumps similar in size and shape to that of a modern petrol pump, containing a slot for receiving of coins and flexible rubber hose ending in a trigger operating nozzle that will deploy a half-liter of Entity D upon appropriate payment. All vending machines display the legend Dr. Goody's Wonder Food alongside an image of a smiling child enjoying a bowl of Entity D and text bubbles advising that Entity D costs just a farthing per bowl and that it contains all the nutrients you need and completely restores your health and vitality. It has proven to be extremely attractive to cases of SCP-1687-B, an unknown species of colored mollusk which has been observed feeding on any spillage. Entity D is a synthetic starch gel heavily enriched with various minerals, vitamins, fats, and bulking agents. In addition to this, it contains several unknown molecular structures and various engineered DNA helixes carried within synthetic cellular structures. It has the same consistency and taste as porridge. As advertised, it contains all the nutrients necessary for short-term survival. However, Foundation researchers have advised that over a period of more than 6 weeks, users of Entity D will become dangerously underweight due to low levels of fat and protein within Entity D, and are a strong likelihood of contracting illness such as scurvy if survival is to be attempted by consuming this alone. Entity D appears to be purposely engineered to manipulate the psyche of regular consumers. Though a mixture of the unknown molecular compound, regular consumers are more obedient to authority, are less likely to commit acts of violence, are less likely to engage in sexual intercourse, have reduced capacity for fear or panic, have consistently high morale. In addition, it has also engineered side effects such as depressive symptoms and headaches. If a subject suddenly abandons consuming Entity D due to the difficulty of creating food within 1678, Entity D would serve as the primary food source in the event of a large-scale habitation. Foundation are forbidden from consuming it, even in small amounts. Not all vending machines produce the material to the same quantity, within some machines deploying corrupt forms that have induced severe mental or physical abnormalities or death within the consumer. Then the last thing we have is a note from the doctor that wrote this account, who is Dr. Unknown.
Dr. Unknown. Sick name.
I'm Dr. Unknown. You won't see me, but I healed your bones. Disappear. Right. It is currently unclear what entity, being, or intelligence is responsible for this creation and maintenance of SCP-16878. It is unclear as to what event or disaster they are preparing for. End of report.
I like it.
I mean,
I kind of like this one. That's cool.
I like it because it leaves questions
Mm-hmm.
and like to come up with your own interpretation.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of stories like this where like they at the end explain why of everything, but like that kind of ruins the fun sometimes.
Yeah, I don't think it needed to. I think keeping it a mystery makes it better. I think the idea that it's a potential home for other SCPs when all humanity is destroyed is kind of cool.
Like you eat the porridge to become compliant.
And I also think, this is just my thought, it seems almost as if everything that's designed for the inhabitants, so to speak, to survive is also simultaneously designed for humans to die, right?
Yes.
So like they have the mimetic stuff, right? That would probably only affect humans who hear it. So they say that stuff so that any humans that are there get whatever problem they are talking about, and they give them this food and they make it look like, yeah, you could eat this, but the humans wouldn't survive on it because it's basically just eating porridge forever. But the SCPs might be able to, if they even need food.
So that makes me think that the wretches are people that stopped eating it and became...
I'm starting to think that, yeah.
So
like they're traitors.
I think, especially because it's calling out the Natural History Museum and there's so much controversy around the actual British Museum.
No kidding.
So
rightfully so.
Yeah. So the fact that that's one of the epicenters of like cataloging SCPs, it's like the extreme version of it. And I think you saying it's a safe haven for the SCPs makes sense, because if there is an apocalypse going up on the surface, this is meant to look like a safe haven to eliminate the stragglers.
Right.
Like the humans that are like the higher class people, or the people that are like, oh, we want to survive.
Somebody's going to find it.
But it's actually like a safeguard for the apocalypse that's happening.
Exactly.
Like, hey, we'll get the stragglers for us so we can live in peace when this is done.
Yeah. I think that's what it is. I think that's the whole plan. And
whatever it's undoing London.
Like, why make it look like London except to like try and catch people, right? Like, it's a people catcher.
It's a people catcher.
Yeah, I like this one. I think it's cool.
Yeah, they're like, okay, we'll get the people in here. We'll basically just give them drugs, get them hooked on it, because it says it gives you all this vitality.
Right.
But if you stop taking it, you have withdrawal symptoms, basically, and then you get Thanos snapped away when you stop eating it. You just poof, because you get so malnourished if you stop eating it.
Yeah,
it's cool. And then I think the eyes in the sky thing was basically a nod to like birds are robots.
I was getting that too. That one was a little kitschy, that part. I was like, all right.
I was like, okay, I see what you're doing there.
Yeah. But everything else was like, it was a clever idea. It was they didn't have an outright monster, right? But I don't think it needed it. I think it's kind of nice to have just like an ethereal feeling of like things are right, but they're not.
It gives that like liminal feeling.
It gives the liminal feeling
with a more extreme take.
A little bit more, like more than the IKEA, you know,
or more than like the back rooms where it's just the space
like,
itself.
Or I should say, it feels more directly hostile than the IKEA.
Yeah,
but it still has that same kind of feeling.
Yeah. At first, I thought it was like cult vibes.
Yeah,
but then it's obviously an SCP or something. Yeah, in itself, the city itself is the SCP.
Right.
Well, that is all for that one. So beautiful artwork. I'll put the names of the artists. They have them listed. So that was Unlondon, SCP-1678. Honestly, that was a nice little vignette I really like that one. It didn't
like
have
that.
way too much lore that extends to other SCPs. Some of them get real heady.
Mhm.
I like the simple, self-contained stuff.
I see why they chose it for the book. I would say that. I think they wanted to add a different flavor, and add a different flavor. Or if it were actually like London, a significant lack of flavor in their food.
And it's like gray porridge.
I've never been to London. I don't know.
No, it's bad. It's gray.
I've heard that. I've heard that the food is just not good over there.
I mean, their fish and chips are fantastic.
Sure.
Say. Like,
yeah. You can do one thing. All right.
I mean, they are like, because they sell them everywhere. Like, you can pick them up at 7-Eleven. Like, they are like, fish and chips are England's like burger, as the burger is to America.
Sure.
Like,
have they ever heard of cumin, paprika, hot sauce maybe?
where do these wonderful spices?
Yeah, what are these?
This is why the spice trade was so relevant
Right,
back in the
I
day.
know.
Like, we need this flavor.
Yeah,
We will kill for it.
right.
But then they just stopped using it.
I mean, and you can get. I don't know. Maybe they do. Maybe they have it, but I have not seen it in their cuisine. But like, you start mixing, like, you get to next level stuff. You start mixing like lemon pepper, coriander, stuff like that into this. Like, I mean, you can make some really good seasoned stuff, and you could just choose not to. I don't get that.
Have y'all ever made Dr. Pepper brisket? Or some good homemade chili with beans?
Oh man,
On Texas toast?
beer can chicken would wreck the European mind. The English mind would not understand what beer can chicken. The Northern American mind, like Northern U.S., would not understand beer can chicken. But you gotta trust me.
Would they understand true, authentic street tacos?
Breakfast tacos would break their brain. I can't live in a state without spicy breakfast tacos. I can't do it. It's got to be chorizo, dude.
Oh,
I got to have chorizo breakfast tacos, and I put additional hot sauce on it. Maybe some candied jalapenos if I'm feeling crazy. But like, yeah, like if I can't have that, I just won't live there. And I found out a lot of states in the United States, breakfast tacos are just not a thing. It's like a foreign concept.
Is that just like a
It's
Texas
because
thing?
yeah, well, it's not just like because they do it in California and New Mexico.
I guess
too.
like the
But like you got to border Mexico pretty much.
Yeah. And like I said, every time I like visit my family lives up in like Ohio, Wisconsin, they'll be like, "Oh, let's go out for Mexican food." I'll be like, "You mean that fake ass Mexican food?"
You talking about Taco
I'm sorry.
Bueno? Get out of here.
I'm sorry. I will not be eating a taco unless it is from a like put together like stand on the side of the road made by like Maria Gomez. Like
that's what I'm saying, dude.
if it's not made by her like grandmotherly hands out of love for every
Right.
single tamale she rolls, I will not be touching it.
I'll be like, what
It
kind
is-
of tacos are they? What kind of meat is in it?
Like
Ground beef? Nope.
No thank.
Get out of here.
I love tacos on a corn tortilla.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
we're not playing this game.
A crispy corn tortilla? Get out.
No.
If it's not pork on a trompo, cut al pastor style with pineapple.
I was about to say al pastor.
Yeah, al pastor is the best.
So it's the
if
best.
it's not carne asada that is just crispy. I'm
And
getting
that-
hungry. I gotta stop.
That corn tortilla, when I pick that up, that thing better fall apart in my hand.
Which is why you have two. You have a second tortilla
Exactly.
underneath it for another taco.
You get that.
Yeah.
And are you a cilantro lover or hater?
I'm a cilantro lover.
Yes.
I am I got it bad for cilantro.
I did learn that there actually is a genetic thing that does
There
make it taste
is,
like
yeah,
soap for
yeah.
people.
It's so unfortunate.
And no judgment. I just feel sorry for you because you don't get to enjoy the wonderfulness that is cilantro.
Right. Last dig at maybe, northern or European foods. I went to Chicago, right? And everyone's like, Chicago's got the best food in the whole country. I'm like, let's
I've
do
never
it, dude.
heard that.
I go to Chicago. And if you're from Chicago, you need to hear this because you need to understand. And I go to the famous beef place where they do beef, like sliced beef sandwiches, like Al's or something. I don't remember exactly, but it's well known. My cousin lived in Chicago. She took us there. I was like, this is the place.
Okay.
I paid extra, which I should not have had to do, but I did. This should just come on the sandwich, but I paid extra for hot peppers. It should just come on the sandwich. They didn't. So I was like, all right, I'll pay your 80 cents extra for hot peppers on my sandwich, on my sliced beef sandwich. And I sit down and I start eating it. My brother, these peppers were banana peppers.
Ew.
I'm like, and it wasn't bad.
That's not even spicy.
It's not. It wasn't bad,
Those are
but
sweet.
I was like, this is not a hot pepper.
Those are sweet peppers.
Right? I know. You might as well just put a yellow onion on this thing.
Just put
Right?
At least bell peppers.
And honestly, the grilled onions would have been better, you know? Like, anyway, so I'm like, you guys have a problem, and it's flavor. You are lacking in it. Unless you go to maybe some particularly off the beaten path kind of places that I didn't get taken to, it's a problem. The deep dish pizza was tasty. It was too much. I'll just say that, but it was tasty. I had empanadas and tacos. The salsa was ketchup. It wasn't actual ketchup, but it tasted like ketchup. And I'm like, this is salsa. The man who served it to me in the food truck was Hispanic. And I'm like, I don't want to be disappointed in you, my friend. But this is disappointing, and you must know this.
Jail.
Yeah. Straight to jail.
Straight to jail.
Anyway, we're going to wrap this up because this was an SCP thing, and I'm just dogging on the UK and Chicago.
Said. There's a criminal out there putting ketchup on tacos.
But it wasn't actually ketchup. It was just, I'm equating it to ketchup because it was just
basically just tomato juice.
It was just tomato, like it was
Sauce.
it was like crushed tomatoes, and like maybe there was like a tiny bit of cilantro in it. I don't know, but there was no spice to it. It was not salsa. It doesn't count. But anyway, we're off topic.
Support your big booty Latinas.
Yes, I have nothing to add to that. Actually, that's a great way to end this.
See you later.
See you next time.